USA Today has almost a full-page cover, not cover, but full-page, I guess it's the life section on the lead page. Caitlyn Jenner makes her own introduction. Call Me Caitlyn, which is the cover story of Vanity Fair. For the first time, it's the only story, instead of having a whole line of little teasers to tell you what's going on the inside. Call Me Caitlyn is really a very beautiful picture of Caitlyn Jenner, formerly Bruce Jenner, and she's a very confident-looking, a very beautiful picture, very confident, very beautiful, wearing what could be a one-piece bathing suit or a kind of a sexy Victoria's Secret underwear, and really a gorgeous, very sexy woman. Now, for me, it's a kind of a two-thirds page article, big picture, more on page 2. But to me, the most important piece on there was that the GLAAD, which is a group that monitors how people depict gay and lesbians, says the world can now see what Caitlyn Jenner has always known. Now, that's very important. What Caitlyn Jenner has always known, that she is and always has been a female, a woman. Now, I've actually had surveys done for me by psychologists who deal with people who are transgenders, who are gay, who are lesbians, who are hermaphrodites, and they tell me that the gays and lesbians and transgenders know that they're different by the time they're 2 to 4 years old. They know that. And when you investigate in animals, for instance, laboratory animals, livestock, there's a situation called free Martinism, where the calves and lambs and goats and so forth are born either gay or lesbian or transgender. And in wildlife, it occurs in certain places. It's very, very high levels where you get female deer does with buck's antlers, and it's kind of like the bearded lady in the circus kind of thing. And so there's something missing in the soil. There's something missing in the food. And in human beings, I believe, based on the evidence, both autopsies and clinical symptoms, again, surveys of the individuals, that being gay, lesbian, transgender, asexual, bisexual is a congenital event. Mama's missing something when the preoptic hypothalamus, a little small finger-like projection in the middle of the brain, is forming, which tells you whose signals to receive for sexual overtures, who to chase for sex, and so on. It's different than your genetic sex. Your genetic sex occurs instantly when the sperm fertilizes the egg, and you're either an XX female or an XY male. But this preoptic hypothalamus develops in the 3rd to 7th week of pregnancy. And if the mother's missing something at that time, there can be something go wrong and results in an asexual person. Everybody has an Auntie Ruthie who died a spinster, is the word they use, 92 years old, never went on a date. They have a Uncle Frank who is the same way, never went on a date, died as a single gentleman, never, gave the appearance of wanting any interest in girls. And, of course, then you have the bisexuals, you have people who are various degrees of lesbian, various degrees of gay men. And so this is a congenital event, I believe, okay, something that happens because mama's missing something during the 3rd to 7th week of pregnancy. And there are autopsy examinations of this part of the brain which back that up. It counts the number of cells in the preoptic hypothalamus and where they're located by random chance. Okay? And so there's all kind of interesting stuff. And I want you to get a hold of the book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, the book, Rare Earths Within Cures, the new DVD, Somebody Should Go to Jail, and then the new CD, Public Enemy Number 1. And this goes into why all these things happen. And it's really a failure of the medical system who doesn't ensure that young women who are sexually active, and there's bound to be a pregnancy in there somewhere, and they're not taking prenatal vitamins. And they're just eating well, and they'll miss 2 periods, and then they go to the OB/GYN, oh, yeah, you're pregnant here, and you need to get on prenatal vitamins. Well, they're past the 8th week then, and this part of the brain, the preoptic hypothalamus, forms in the 3rd to 7th week. So what's going to happen has already happened. Well, because it happens in wildlife, they don't have a choice. It happens in domestic animals, and they don't have a choice. They just follow the direction of what drives them, their hormones in that part of the brain. Same thing is true in humans. And again, to me, the most important part of this whole article is a beautiful article, very, very positive about Caitlyn Jenner. And I just wish her all the best and so forth. But from a scientific standpoint, the most important sentence in there is the world can now see what Caitlyn Jenner has always known, that she is and has always been a woman. So these are not choices that they make later in life based on experiences or so forth. These are things that happen to them as an embryo. And when you look at, let's look at Chastity, the young daughter of Sonny Chiribono. Later in life became Chaz. And Chaz knew that he was a transgender when he was a little girl. Same with Shiloh, the daughter of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. At, I think, 8 years old became John. And so we just have to welcome these people to the world and love them for that, and compliment Vanity Fair, compliment Caitlyn Jenner for bringing this to the surface. And we'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way after these messages.
If you're the type of person who likes to volunteer and help others, this should interest you. What better way to help people than to help them overcome their health challenges? Longevity has been helping people overcome their health challenges for years. Our approach to health is drastically different than medical doctors who mostly only treat symptoms. As a veterinarian, Dr. Joel Wallach discovered that many common disease states are actually preventable and reversible. Our mission at Longevity is to educate Americans about their own health. If you like helping people, join us in our fight to save America. While you're helping people prevent and overcome health challenges, you will also be able to build a lucrative home-based business. So what are you waiting for? Come join us and help save America. If you've decided to join us, call your local Longevity associate to find out how you can arm yourself with the knowledge that's needed to save America.
Numerous studies have shown the link between the intake of antioxidants and disease prevention. Foods and supplements are measured in an ORAC scale. ORAC is an acronym for Oxygen Radical Absorption Capacity. In other words, the ability to remove disease-causing free radicals from the human body. Longevity's Cell Shield RTQ has an ORAC value of 15,800 points per serving. Cell Shield RTQ contains resveratrol, known as an anti-aging compound. Turmeric, known for promoting healthy digestion, brain function, immune system, and cellular longevity. Quercetin, a flavonoid, is known for promoting healthy blood sugar metabolism and healthy lung and cardiovascular function. Remove free radicals from your body with Cell Shield RTQ from Longevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
Well, I saw this one and I thought immediately of you, as you often talk about living to be 100 and more. And the headline of this CNN story is headlined, Live to 100. Number of centenarians has doubled. Say Her Majesty's custom of sending personal greetings to people on their 100th birthday. She's writing more letters than ever these days. Say a record number of people are living to 100 and beyond in the UK and worldwide. They say, in fact, 1/3 of babies born in the UK in 2013 are expected to live to be 100, according to the Office of National Statistics, which I found kind of interesting because, you know, there was a study that came out a few years ago in this country that said that kids born after the year 2001 probably wouldn't outlive their parents. So I thought there was a little bit of a dichotomy there. And in this newest study, they find that these days the 100-year-plus types are more likely to have old age is listed as their cause of death than chronic diseases, according to lead author Dr. Catherine Evans. This study was published in the PLOS Medicine. They say that most of the centenarians die from pneumonia or general frailty rather than cancer or heart disease. Chronic diseases are more likely to kill people who only make it to their 80s and 90s. Evans examined data from the health records of people in the UK who died between 2001 and 2010 and looked at a group of 35,000 plus. And those who are between 100 and 115 when they died. The median age of death was about 101. She was surprised at how large the 100-plus population is. It nearly doubled every decade since the 1950s in the UK, and globally, the 100-plus population is projected to grow to about 18 million by the end of the century. They go on to say, looking at these centenarians, how they died and where they died, they said that the majority of those that lived to be 100 died in a care home. That's 161%. Hospital or a hospital. 27% were less likely to die at home, and 10% were dying at home. With those dying in a hospice care was only about 0.2%. And they say that earlier studies show that elderly prefer to die at home, but the study authors argue that this population is growing and that there's an urgent need to ensure adequate long-term care and responsive community care services to support people living with extreme longevity. They actually kind of looked at, what is home really, as, they said, a lot of it really is just being someplace where you're cared for and loved and you feel safe and secure. They say it comes to being elderly. Those they break it down into three groups. Those who are considered to be old are 65 to 74 years of age. Older is 75 to 84, with old, which is those that are over the age of 85. So I thought that was kind of interesting that they're thinking that some people in the UK, like a third of the population born by 2013, were going to live that long, considering the other study that we saw a few years ago.
Sure. Well, he didn't say about the two-thirds, how long they're going to live, and how many of them are going to die before the age of 60 or 70. And the interesting thing about it also, when they looked at that, they didn't tell you what percentage of that two-thirds that were left over. And I don't know if they looked at the entire population of 35,000 people or just the ones who lived in their 80s and 90s and 100. And
I believe it was just 100-year-olds in that group.
Okay. And so they just looked at 100-year-olds. Then, of course, we don't know what happened to the others, who died along the way before they got there. And so that's another piece of the puzzle. You've got to look at it for three different directions to make it come out right. And so it's very interesting stuff. But we don't do very well when we're compared with other countries when it comes to longevity and centenarians. We rank something like 60th. There's 59 other countries whose peoples live longer than us. And the number of centenarians, the top 20 longevity cultures have 40 times more than us, 40 times. They have 100 per 250 their population. We only have 1 per 10,000. So we got a lot of work to do. Thank you so much, Doug, for bringing that up. We just know we need to go to work. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages.
When you perspire, working or playing, your body is losing more than just water. That's why it tastes salty. But what you're sweating out is more than just salt and potassium, as some sports drinks will have you believe. One of the most well-known sports drinks only has 2 nutrients, and it's loaded with sugar. Some have a mineral or two with a couple of vitamins. Longevity's exceptional sports drink, Rebound FX, is chock full of cancer-fighting antioxidants, a full spectrum of vitamins, plant-derived minerals, and herbs. Rebound FX is a highly absorbable liquid supplement that gives you quick, sustained energy. Rebound FX supports cardiovascular health, immune health, and boosts stamina and energy. Don't short yourself during and after your workout with just a couple of nutrients. Drink Longevity's Rebound FX for optimal health. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Through his research as a veterinarian, Dr. Joel Wallach discovered that most health problems afflicting livestock can be prevented and even reversed. Many of these same health challenges also occur in humans. These too can be prevented and reversed. Doc's original formula, called the pig arthritis formula, alleviated all arthritis symptoms in animals. The same basic formula has been developed for humans, called the Pig Pack, which includes plant-derived minerals, a multiple vitamin complex, glucogel, and EFAs. Add to that Longevity's OsteoFX Plus, a proprietary blend of liquid calcium, magnesium, and glucosamine. Now you have the Pig Pack Plus to make up the 90 essential nutrients Dr. Wallach has identified as necessary for sustained good health and longevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Washington State. And Cindy, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hey, Cindy, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
I have a friend that has a couple of things going on, which I know you can help her. It's brain, heart, and digestive. So she has crackling noises in her head and pains and sensitivity in her head. She has heavy pounding in her chest that doesn't go away for a long time, so it causes a lot of stress and duress. And she has a tonic colon.
I'm sorry, tonic?
Yeah, it's A-T-O-N-I-C, a tonic colon.
Okay. And does this cause constipation or diarrhea or just pain?
Both. She said it's
alternates,
and then when it comes out, it's diarrhea.
Okay. Now, does she also have any skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, or rosacea?
No, she doesn't.
Okay. What about respiratory problems? Any asthma or bronchitis?
No.
Does she have children?
No.
How old is this person?
54.
54?
Mm-hmm.
And what does she weigh?
105.
105. Okay. I think this is a Shar thing. Shar, what would you think of a 54-year-old woman, 105 pounds, who has multiple problems, brain stuff, has a pounding in the chest? I do need to ask another question before I turn this over to Shar, though. Does she have any back problems that you know of?
No, she didn't mention that.
Okay. Has she been to a doctor about this pounding in the chest thing?
No, she hasn't done that. She just, she's like, she said she has a sympathetic nervous system or something like that. Like she's just overreacting to everything.
Yeah.
She's not
okay.
positive.
So you might think it's more emotional than the heart itself.
Yes, but yeah, it could be. But
no, she should see somebody, even if she sees a chiropractor or a GP or something like that, where they can take her blood pressure. She can do that herself. Take her blood pressure. She could, get an EKG or have the chiropractor check her back out and everything. And so this pounding in the chest, if there's nothing organically wrong with her heart, it could be what would be called AFib or ventricular fibrillation, which can be caused by a back problem. And so when we come back, Shar and I will give you a program for this lady, but she still needs to have somebody check out her heart and her back and so forth, okay? Stick with us. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Youngevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, your host of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. If you're interested in a colon cleanse, blood cleanse, liver cleanse, in the classical herbal way, you want to ask your Longevity associate for Herbal Rainforest. Herbal Rainforest has 16 herbs, 16 cleansing herbs, classic cleansing herbs, and 77 plant minerals. That's right, and these are all organic. It doesn't get any better than that. In your busy day, and you're around all these toxins out there in your workplace, on the way home, going to work, in your food, in the air, in the water, you need Herbal Rainforest. I guarantee you, it will give you a cleanse. You can control the dose. It's a liquid. It tastes good. It doesn't get any better than this. A colon that's happy makes you happy. Nothing better than a happy colon. Herbal Rainforest. Clean it out.
For more information on this product or others you've heard about on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program, call your local Longevity associate today. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Greetings, everyone. Judy DeVilbus here. What do you think of when you hear the words tangy tangerine? Well, I think of like a sweet, tangy tasting something. Well, what I'm referring to is the Ultimate Tangy Tangerine. It's a fantastic product. It has everything you need, and a great benefit is it's very, very delicious. It's very easy to drink. I've suggested it even to youngsters. Even children like it. Even little guys. Even little girls. They come right into my office. Their parents can't get them to take those chewable, and besides that, they're not as good as tangy tangerine. And I give them a little taste of that, and you know something? They're pleased as punch. So, if it's good for a child and it tastes delicious, why not you? There's no excuse not to take a vitamin when it tastes as good as that does. So how about it? Tangy tangerine should be the answer to all of your nutritional program problems.
For more information or to order, call your Longevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Longevity home-based business opportunities.
Doug, let's go back to Washington State and Cindy. So let's assume for a moment there's nothing wrong organically with her heart, but I would suggest that she go to a GP, general practitioner, or chiropractor, an HPAThic doctor or something, and have them, do some tests to make sure that everything's okay with her heart. Or if there is something wrong with her heart, we need to know that. Okay, but in the meantime, Char, where would you start? Again, she's got alternating constipation, diarrhea. She's got this atonic colon. What would you think she's got?
I would think she has some kind of a gluten problem, probably, or some kind of food allergy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, exactly right. And so let's say that that's the case. I mean, this is one of the options that you have to look at. And so we can't go wrong by giving her something, right, to support her body. Everybody needs the 90 essential nutrients. So where would you go with her? You get her on a gluten-free diet, none of the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, oats. It includes the dog, the cat, the bird, the fish, man, mother-in-law, all that stuff. But at 105 pounds, what would you give her in case her pounding heart is due to a back problem, like AFib or ventricular tachycardia or something like that? What would you give her for that to add to the her basic program?
I'd give her the healthy bone and joint pack.
Okay. At 105 pounds, I give her one healthy bone and joint pack. You're right. Throw in an extra bottle of glucogel so she can have 15 of those a day, 5 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, half a dose for everything else twice a day. What would you do for her anxiety and her brain stuff going on?
I give her de-stress.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah, I'd give her 3 de-stress twice a day. That would be 2 bottles a month, and they're designed to support and promote healthy brain function, including metabolism, the ability to extract energy from food, and so on. And, medical doctors miss it quite a bit. They think the only thing your brain needs for nutrition is sugar. It doesn't need anything else, but your brain needs all 90 essential nutrients just like everything else. So if you would, please, Cindy, call us every couple of weeks, certainly. But I would suggest to your friend that she have somebody, some professional person, check out her heart so we're sure that there's no serious thing going on with her heart. Okay, Doug, let's go to caller.
Let's head to Phoenix, Arizona. And Corey, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
So, Corey, you're on the air.
Hello, Dr. Wallach. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm calling for my mom. She's been on dialysis for about 3.5 years now. She takes about 13 plus pills a day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She's diabetic. She has high blood pressure. And I was wondering if there's anything we can do to maybe get her kidneys back working.
Okay. Well, how old's your mom?
She'll be 65 in June.
Okay. It is June. And
well,
how much does she weigh?
Towards the end in June, yes. She's about 63 kilograms, because I mean that's how they weigh her at the dialysis center. I'm guessing about 140.
Okay. Okay, well, hang on, and we'll be back with a program for you, Corey, after these messages.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
I am Judy DeVilbus. Here I am speaking to you again. I just wanted to tell you that recently I started drinking the Whey Shakes again, the chocolate Whey Shake. And you need to remember, the Whey Shake isn't just for losing weight. It's a fantastic place to get your great protein. And if you're trying to gain weight, you can take it along with your meals. And the best part is, if you want to just have a great protein shake, do like I do. Put it over ice, stir it up, and you can sip on it for 20 minutes to an hour. I do it every single day. I absolutely love it. You need to get back to it too. It's really good for you. And it makes not fat, but it makes muscle after you work out. And you can also mix it up in a blender with an egg, and you have the most incredible health protein shake. Or mix it with a little water, stir it up, and you have a little pudding. And who doesn't like pudding?
For more information or to order, call your Youngevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Youngevity home-based business opportunities.
Okay, here, Doug, let's go to Arizona, back to Arizona. Corey. Okay, Shar, here's a 65-year-old lady, 140 pounds. She's on dialysis, type 2 diabetic, I'm assuming. Is that correct, Corey, type 2?
Yes.
Okay, type 2 diabetic, and has high blood pressure. What would you do for her?
Well, the high blood pressure is from the dialysis, probably the kidney, but she needs a healthy blood sugar pack, and she needs the Ultimate Daily to take care of the kidney problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and since she's on dialysis, I'd be a little heavy-handed here. 150 pounds for sure, I'd give her 2 healthy brain and heart packs, so I'd go ahead and give her 2 healthy brain and heart packs. There'd be 1 full dose of each of the products in those packs, breakfast, and again, full dose at dinner time. And what would you do for her diabetes?
The healthy blood sugar pack should take care of that, right?
Yeah, well, we're already giving her the 2 healthy brain and heart packs, and so I would throw in for the diabetes, I'd throw in 2 bottles of Sweeties, which would kind of make them a sort of healthy blood sugar pack, 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner. Check her fasting blood sugar. As her blood sugar drops, she should reduce her medication just like her doctor instructed. What would you do for the high blood pressure and the dialysis piece here?
Well, the high blood pressure is caused by the fact that her kidneys are plugged up. They release a hormone called renin, and that forces her blood pressure up.
Oh, very good. And very, very good. Okay, so what would you give her for that?
Ultimate Daily.
There you go. I'd go ahead and 140 pounds, give her 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily a month. So she could start out with 3 of the Ultimate Daily tablets at breakfast, 3 at dinner time. It's a large bottle, so that 1 bottle will accommodate that. 3 Ultimate Daily tablets at breakfast and dinner, and they will support healthy blood pressure, as Shar says, and will support and promote healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries into the kidneys. And very frequently, often, you will get people who even haven't urinated in 5-10 years actually begin to urinate again after weeks or months, and then in a couple of months are able to either significantly reduce instead of being 4 dialysis treatments a week down to 1, or maybe even get totally off of dialysis. And so we want to hear from you, Corey, every couple of weeks. Let us know how Mom's doing, and we'll walk you ladies through this. Okay, Doug, we have time to start another one?
We certainly do. Let's head to Colorado. And Francisco, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Francisco, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. How are you?
Okay, sir, thank you. How can we help you?
I'm calling for a friend of mine. He's a coworker. He had cancer back in November in his kidney, and then they got rid of the cancer. But right now he still doesn't have too much energy, and he's taken just the osteo and the EFAs. That's the only thing that he's wanting to try so far.
Okay, just the osteo and the EFAs?
Yes.
Okay, and they removed the kidney that had the cancer in it. Is that correct?
It's I think it's the kidney. He said I'm trying to translate in from Spanish to English.
Yeah, but that's one of the ways. If you catch it early enough, cancer in a kidney can be cured by surgery. By removing the kidney. If you catch it early enough, that is possible. And so let's look that we're going to help this fellow's immune system. You know how much he weighs?
About 230.
230, okay. And how old is he?
He's 30, in his mid-30s.
Okay, so let's just say 35, give or take a little bit. All right.
Uh-huh.
And so what would you do for this guy, Shar? He has a history of kidney cancers, has the cancerous kidney removed. We don't quite know yet whether they got it all and it's a cure, or if something's lurking around. We don't know. It's a little early yet to know that. But 230 pounds, what would you give him to support his immune system to add to the osteo and the EFAs he's taking?
Well, he should be on 2 healthy brain and heart packs, and then he should also be on the sea cucumber, or the Ocean's Gold.
Ocean's Gold, which contains a sea cucumber. That's exactly right. And that helps the immune system, which is your best friend when you have any type of cancer. And what else would you do to get his ORIC points over 100,000 a day?
I give him the triple treat chocolate or the Cell Shield RTQ. He could also take the Fucoid Z, too. Okay. Yeah, Fucoid Z, you could give him 5 of those capsules twice a day, or Cell Shield RTQ, 5 of those twice a day. The triple treat chocolate, that's always a favorite. 6 of those a day, 2 at breakfast, 2 at lunch, 2 at dinner. That's going to be all 3 of those would give you over 100,000 ORIC points, which supports the immune system when you have cancer. And what would you do about his diet?
Well, I don't know how tall he is, but if he needs to lose weight, but he needs to get on a gluten-free diet irregardless.
Yeah, needs to get gluten-free, no wheat, butter, and oats. Needs to get rid of all the other bad stuff. Absolutely no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no olive oil, coconut oil, margarine, mayonnaise, salad and cooking oils. And this is to stop the ongoing damage, because these things are self-inflicted. There's no genetics employed in any cancer. Angelina Jolie did not have to have her breast cut off. This is actually a thing that happens when you eat too many fried foods, too many processed meats with nitrates, nitrites, things like deli slices, sandwich meat, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, that kind of stuff, salad dressings, cooking oils, mayonnaise. One of the bad ones is, traditional egg salad sandwiches because of the mayonnaise that's in there. What about tuna salad sandwiches that are packed in soy oil, and then they use mayonnaise to, put that together. And then there's chicken salad sandwiches that put mayonnaise in there, and then have all these oxidized oils in the mayonnaise. And so these are self-inflicted, so the diet is important. This is one of the places where the medical system fails the patient very badly. They might do a good job of doing a surgery and getting that kidney out of there that has cancer in it. They might even cure it because they catch it early enough. They didn't catch it early enough, and there's a few cells lurking around out there. It doesn't take but 6 months, a year, 2 years for there to be enough cells to see it on a CAT scan or a PET scan, something like that. And you want to give that person every chance possible. So get them off all the bad stuff, support their immune system with a nutritional program, supplement program, and they're going to get the best of all worlds. Okay, let's see here, Doug, how much time we got?
About 45 seconds. Okay,
45 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and take that, and we'll come back again after this, but I want to go ahead and take it. Remind people about my new book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. That's one of the failed medical theories. There's thousands of failed medical theories every century. In the 20th century and 21st century are no different. There's lots of failed medical theories. One of them is that genetics cause every disease. Absolutely not. There's not a single disease that's transmitted genetically. Certainly all birth defects are caused by nutritional deficiencies of the embryo. It has nothing to do with genetics. And so I urge you to get a hold of that book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, the book Rare Earths Vin Cures, and the book Immortality, and learn how to deal with these things and add many healthy years to your life. Equally important, add many healthy years to your kids' life, because experts are saying if we don't change what we're doing, 50% of American couples will be burying their children. Our children will be the first generation that do not live as long as their parents. That's very, very scary. And so we have to really be proactive, because the medical system's not going to fix the problem. The government's not going to fix the problem. So we as parents and grandparents are going to have to step up to the plate and take control, which means we have to be a student of the information. Well, we'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages.
Good liver health is vital to your overall health. Did you know the liver is the largest gland in the body, generating digestive enzymes, converting fat into fuel, controlling metabolism, regulating cholesterol in the blood, and neutralizing toxins and waste products? Decreased liver function can lead to debilitating diseases. Hepal, a proprietary blend exclusive to Prohoba International, can help support healthy liver function. Hepal is a blend of natural organic pollen extracts, including essential enzymes, botanical glutathione, which is considered to be one of the most powerful antioxidants for detoxifying free radicals and exogenous compounds, superoxide dismutase, and aloe vera, formulated to cleanse and support healthy liver function. If you'd like to have healthy liver function, call your local longevity distributor today, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
With increasing rates of osteoporosis, it's becoming more and more evident that most Americans have low blood levels of calcium. Some would say,
I get all the calcium I need from dairy products.
Unfortunately, that's just not true. Besides, most dairy products are homogenized and can contain steroids and antibiotics that kill off good bacteria in the digestive system. Not to mention, the human body needs magnesium to make use of dietary calcium. That's why Longevity developed OsteoFX Plus, containing bioavailable plant-derived forms of vitamin D3, calcium, magnesium, zinc, copper, and glucosamine sulfate. OsteoFX Plus is formulated to support healthy bones and joints. Not to mention, OsteoFX Plus tastes great, unlike other products that taste like chalk or dirt. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Longevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Longevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity and 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to New Hampshire. And Ken, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Ken, you're on the air.
Hello, Doc. I fell on my elbow and dislocated a shoulder. And the ER doctor was able to reset it. But they told me to see an osteopathic surgeon, which I did, to see what progress is being made. That was just like 3 days afterwards. This happened Sunday the 24th of May, and I went Wednesday after that to see a doctor. He suggested I get an MRI and also do some physical therapy. I don't know why I need an MRI, except that possibly, he said it's possible it could have broken the rotator cuff.
Okay. And so what was the result of the MRI?
I didn't have it. I wanted to talk to you before I did that.
Okay. Yeah, you should. Yeah, when you have something, when you have something going on with your elbow and your shoulder, there's nothing wrong with ultrasound. I'd start out with something non-radiation. Ultrasound, you can actually see a lot of cartilage and tendons and things like that, as well as the bones. See if you have a fracture, if there's a chip off your elbow or something. Can you raise your arm above your head?
He told me not to. I only went to shoulder level.
Mm-hmm.
Hold it there.
Okay, and was it uncomfortable?
I'm comfortable to hold it shoulder level. I could raise it above my head, yes, if I can do that right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I would go see somebody, whether it's a chiropractor or a GP or something like that, and have them, order a ultrasound for you and start there. But the chiropractor may have an ultrasound or even an X-ray machine right there in his office. So I'd kind of do some low-tech guy. I wouldn't go to an orthopedic surgeon because they're going to opt for surgery right away. And so let's look at that. How much do you weigh, Ken?
180.
180. Okay. Anything else going on? Do you have a history of any skin problems, asthma, anything like that?
No, nothing I know of.
Okay, good. Any bowel problems, constipation, diarrhea?
No.
Okay. No irritable bowel syndrome?
No.
Okay, good. All right. Char, what would you do for a 180-pound guy? Trauma resulting in some elbow damage and some shoulder damage. Not quite sure, but, shoulder and elbow damage. What would you start out with for this guy?
Start out with 2 healthy bone and joint packs.
Okay, perfect. You get an A+. That's exactly right. And so what I would do is, Char says, Ken, get 2 healthy bone and joint packs. That would allow you to have, let's see here, 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, and 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. All that will be accomplished by the 2 healthy bone and joint packs per month. And each of these packs will come with a wide-mouth jar of the CM cream, which is an analgesic or pain-relieving cream. It also has anti-inflammatory properties. And you can use that lavishly on your elbow and your shoulder. And usually within 10 to 30 minutes, you're going to get some significant or even total pain relief or discomfort relief, increased range of motions for about 3 to 5 hours. And with this, we see great results because the whole program is designed to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone matrix, bone itself. And the thing we don't know is what's going on inside those joints. And so obviously the emergency room, they just gave you some immediate care and sent you home with instructions to see somebody. And I would go to low-tech people. I wouldn't go to an orthopedic surgeon. I would go to a general practitioner, MD or DO, naturopathic physician or chiropractor, start there, and then you will have already been on the products for a couple of days or so, and you're on your way regardless. What they find, give us a call, let us know, and then we can be more specific. But the 2 healthy bone and joint packs are the place to start, and apply that CM cream lavishly on your elbow and the shoulder. And I get a lot of those kind of injuries on escalators and falling off the back of trucks, unloading trucks and things. And even Char's falling down. And because we're on the 90 for life, we just don't get fractures. It's kind of crazy. Give your body what it needs, and it'll do great things. Well, thank you, Char. Super job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Richard. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.
Hi everyone, Andy Anderson here. Are you using those handy little bottles of gel that zap germs, bacteria, and other nasties? In today's world, that's smart, especially with all the filthy doorknobs, shopping carts, and handrails we touch every day. Here's what you may not know. Once the alcohol evaporates, goodbye effectiveness. No more protection until you use it again. PureWorks to the rescue. Our FDA-compliant foam, lotion, soap, and spray do not rely on alcohol. Their killing power lasts up to 4 hours. PureWorks disinfecting spray is EPA FDA certified to kill swine flu, bird flu, MRSA, HIV, hepatitis B and C, and a whole host of viruses and bacteria. Mold and fungus too. It's even safe around children and pets. You'll love the soft feel of PureWorks on your hand. It actually conditions and will not dry your skin. Here's a little peace of mind knowing your hands are still germ-free hours later. Get your hands on PureWorks and get PureWorks on your hands. Stand by. Pull out your paper and pencil for your local number to order. PureWorks.